What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin here with another graphic novel review. Since I'm not going to be reviewing a lot of Christmas themed Marvel books, I thought, well, I should at least review this book, which is The Winter Soldier, The Bitter March, which came out in 2014. This is written by Rick Remender with art by Roland Boschi, who didn't do the covers, by the way. This connects issues 1 through 5 of Winter Soldier, The Bitter March. And it goes for 17 US, 19 Canadian. I paid $5 for this at the dollar store. So yeah, this was this is gonna be all spoilers, by the way. If you don't want spoilers, I would say it's somewhere between a 6 and a 7, and I'm not exactly sure which. Because I have mixed feelings on this book because of it's the thing where it's one of those books where it's like you can't tell if something, like, if it's supposed to have a good or bad ending. You know what I mean? Where it's like, depending on your point of view, it either has a bad ending or a good ending. Hard to say. Or what was the offer's intentions, right? But yeah, so this is basically, they do also do the thing where, like, let's get a famous person and use his likeness without him asking. So that's obviously David Bowie there. So yeah, this book takes place in the 60s. It's about, and it's also, this book is also a bait and switch, which I'm not a fan of bait and switches either. Where you think the main character is going to be the Winter Soldier, and it's actually this SHIELD agent named Shen Ren. So the book is basically about Nick Fury and another SHIELD agent, Shen Ren, who is the main character of the book, go and retrieve two former World War II German scientists, which are a couple, from this Hydra compound. They go to rescue them because they have this formula called the alchemy formula that will allow basically the creation of limitless resources. Right, they could basically do anything, and it turns out it was the wife that came up with everything, and the husband is just the jerk, which the main character Shen constantly tries to deduce. So yeah, there's lots of action in the book, and their main antagonist, who's after them, is not just Hydra, but also the Winter Soldier, who is a sleeper agent killing machine for the Soviets, who also want the alchemy formula. Which it turns out the German guy betrays our main character, because who wouldn't? Because he's trying to sleep with his wife. And you have this David Bowie character named Mr. Drain, and Shocky, I think his name was Shocky Dan, who was created to defeat the Winter Soldier. And then Mr. Drain has the ability, he was a psychic who has the ability to drain the will to live from people. And here's a scene where I was confused as hell, because at first it's like they're basically promoting the communism. And at first I'm like, okay, are they pro-communism or anti-communism? And at first it's like, okay, by the end you think it's they're anti-communism, until she points out, well, with my formula, we would have unlimited resources, and we wouldn't unlimited resources, so we would basically, it would make communism possible, even though his whole argument was communism regardless wouldn't be possible, because you would require a perfect leader. There's no such thing as perfect leader. Everybody's corruptible. So yeah, what ends up happening is that you have this badass action scene where eventually the main characters, which this scene, how the hell did he survive this? The Winter Soldier beats the shit out of it and then shoots him point blank in the chest, but because of something called the Infinity Formula that Nick Fury lent him in a cachet, it turns out he was able to revive himself. So I have no idea what the Infinity Formula is, so I don't know if it's BS or not. So basically what happens eventually, Bucky, spoiler alert if you don't know who the Winter Soldier's true identity is, Bucky wakes out of his, like, programming a little bit and teams up the Shield agent. And then they fight they fight and defeat the Hydra agent, only for them to try to, try to make it so nobody gets the alchemy formula, but only for Nick Fury to show up, rescue Shen from Soviets, and murder the former Hydra agent slash World War II German scientist. And then here is where we have the mixed ending, where afterwards Agent Shen is like, it gets recruited to not recruited, but it's basically sent on a new mission where he's supposed to. This takes place in the 60s, by the way. Gets sent to China to basically infiltrate the communist government. And here it's where it's implied that, he hates America now, and it feels guilty about the German scientist's girl's death, and is probably going to betray America and SHIELD and try to help the communists. And here we see Bucky gets, put back in the Red Room and reprogrammed. So, holy crap. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a good or bad. I mean, it's obviously supposed to be a bad ending for Bucky. But are we supposed to think it's a good thing that the SHIELD agent betrayed America or didn't betray America? It depends on your politics, honestly. And I'm not exactly sure what the hell Rick Remender's politics are. I kind of don't want to know, but it's like I was a little like, what the hell was going on there? But yeah, despite all of that, I liked the book. It had a lot of Metal Gear Solid 3 vibes, if you know what I mean, where it was like anime where Metal Gear Solid 3 was basically Kojima's like, I want to do an anime as fuck James Bond film, where this felt like, let's do a Marvel Comics version of a James Bond spy thriller action film. So that's basically what this is, and it was very gory. At one point, like, the dude, one of our characters defeats superpowered individual by using like a gadget to melt his fucking face, and there's lots of gore in the book. Gore, that's the one thing that I always thought was weird with Marvel. Let's have as much gore and fucking, violence as possible, but we can't have swearing or nudity, right? At least DC created the Black Label for that. But, Marvel had the Marvel Max too, but like a lot of Marvel Max stuff sucks for whatever fucking reason. But yeah, I enjoyed the book, but it's the thing where it's like, yeah, depending on your politics, you're gonna get, a little triggered by the main character, and main character's not likable at all. It's like, yeah, no wonder that when the German guy's an asshole to you, you're trying to fuck his wife, dude. Oh my god, like, yeah, I kind of get, okay, why the dude would be like, why the guy would be like, yeah, fuck this guy, man, he's trying to fuck my wife. But yeah, I enjoyed the book, but yeah, it kind of has this problem. And then I hate bait and switches, man. And I thought that was going to be Black Widow, only for there to be a character who looks like Black Widow, who turns out it was like a Hydra chick, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's a thing where I liked certain parts of the book. Certain parts of the book was good, and certain parts of the books was kind of cringe. But otherwise, it's a decent read, especially if you're a Rick Remender fan. So that's it for this review, guys. Next week, we're going to start reviewing only Christmas-themed comic books. So let me know in the comments for Friday's video, what do you want? Should I do another manga review? Or should I review issue 4 of Astro Bots? Peace out.